Pastor Wayne, why do I feel so stuck in life? I'm praying, I'm trying, but nothing seems to move. Thanks for jumping on board another coaching session here. If you need personal coaching or maybe some Christian counseling, go to pastorwaynesutton.com. On the main page, scroll down, sign up for a session. I look forward to working with you. But let's jump into today's question. Pastor Wayne, I feel like I've been in the same place for a long time. I pray, I try to stay faithful, and I keep asking God for direction. But honestly, I feel stuck. My life feels delayed. My momentum is gone. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Is God trying to teach me something? Or if I've just missed my moment? How do I get out of this? That question comes from a very real place, and I want to answer it very carefully because many people use the word stuck when what they're actually experiencing is something deeper. Many people feel stuck because they're afraid to move. I know that because I've been there. Sometimes they use the word stuck because they're exhausted. Again, guilty. Sometimes they feel stuck because they're grieving what did not happen. And sometimes they feel stuck because God is doing a hidden work. It does not look like progress on the outside. So let me tell you from experience and from coaching and counseling hundreds of people, feeling stuck does not automatically mean you're failing. Many believers assume that if life feels slow, silent, unclear, then something must be wrong. The scripture shows us again and again and again. Some of God's deepest work happens in seasons that feel unremarkable. David was anointed long before he was established. Joseph carried the promise long before he saw fulfillment. And Moses spent years in obscurity before he stepped into leadership. So the question is not just why am I stuck? The deeper question is, what is this season revealing, refining, or requiring of me? Because some seasons are not about acceleration, they're about alignment. Sometimes God will slow everything down because your soul cannot carry the weight of the next season in its current condition. It's not punishment, it's absolute mercy. Sometimes what feels like being stuck is actually being stripped of a false identity, being healed from disappointment, being confronted in areas of compromise, or being invited into deeper trust. We tend to think movement's always visible, but spiritual progress is often internal before it's external. So let's get practical. Here's a few things that commonly keep people stuck in a season longer than necessary. The first is attachment to an old version of life. When we ask God for something new, we must release what He's already ended. It's hard to walk into a new season while living emotionally in the old one. The second is agreement with the identity of being stuck. Hard season can be a hard season. I get it. But it can stop being that season and become a label if you're not careful. You say it enough, feel it enough, eventually you build your expectations around it. Then the mind starts reinforcing what the spirit's trying to break. And the third is lack of honest examination. Not every delay is warfare. Not every silence is the devil. Sometimes the real issue is fear, indecision, hidden resentment, burnout, or refusal to take that next small act of obedience. Many people want a sudden breakthrough while avoiding the small, faithful steps. So if you feel stuck, ask yourself, what am I grieving that I have not acknowledged? What am I holding that God has already asked me to release? What truth am I resisting? And maybe what small act of obedience have I delayed because it feels too uncertain? Breakthroughs are often less dramatic than people think. It begins when honesty returns. But here's something I want you to grab a hold of. God is not as disturbed by your stuck season as you are. He's not panicking. He's not frustrated. God's not saying, you should be further by now. Often the pressure you feel is not coming from God. It's coming from comparison, shame, self-judgment. Remember, God works deeply, not just quickly. So how do you get out of a stuck season? Start to trust and surrender at another level. Bring the real condition of your heart to God. Release what needs to be released. And trust that not the whole plan, not the whole staircase is going to be revealed, but the right next step. Take the next right step. Okay? If you do that, let Him do the work. What comes next will not just be bigger, it'll be healthier, cleaner, more sustainable. Remember, you're not forgotten, you're not disqualified, and you're definitely not permanently stuck. Every season has an assignment. Find the assignment and you will begin to find your moment again. So hopefully this has been great for you. Hit that subscribe button, share this with someone. And again, I'm asking you, go to PastorWayneSutton.com. Scroll down, sign up for a session. If you've counseled or coached with me before, maybe it's time for another session. If you never have, if you've said one day I'm going to reach out to Wayne, then here's your day. I'd love to connect with you. Until next video or our next coaching session, God bless you.